Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Kinesis. Before I start today's 1 hour lower body foam rolling class, I would like to give a little introduction as to how the foam roller can help you and where to buy one if you do not already own one. So let's begin with our exercises. The hip mobility exercises that we are going to do today on the roller increase the range of motion in the hip joint by elevating your pelvis. This puts the pelvis in a slight posterior tilt. This backwards tilt and tucking of your tailbone helps to open up the front of your hip. And that helps to release any of your tight lower back muscles. It helps to let your back round down into the space you've created by having the hips elevated. The roller can also be used as a stability challenge, as we will find out when we do our bridge series and core work. You will definitely feel some stability and strength imbalances when training with the foam roller, which will help you to figure out if your left or right side needs more focus. So the standard foam roller is 36 inches long by 6 inches in diameter. The one that I am using is from OPTP, but you can get the Amazon Basics foam roller in 36 by 6 in diameter for, I believe, $24. Make sure to get the 36-inch one and not the smaller ones. You can select different levels of firmness, ranging from extra soft to extra firm or high density. I recommend getting the smooth, round because they also sell half foam rollers where it's like cut in half. So the smooth, round, high density foam roller, as this one increases your balance challenges, and I believe it's much better for myofascial release, which is a fancy word for like self-massage on the foam roller. And these exercises we're doing today will also help to strengthen and release the pelvic floor, create awareness of the relationship between the legs, your pelvic floor, and your deep core musculature, and strengthen and stretch the legs, which include the hamstring muscles, hip flexors, adductors, aka the inner thighs, and your gluteal muscles. Mobilization of the hip joint in an unweighted, open chain environment, thus being elevated on the foam roller, will help to teach pelvic and hip dissociation. So that just means the pelvic and hip dissociation means your body learns that as the legs are moving, your pelvis is going to remain stable. So the legs are not going to pull the pelvis and the lower back with them into an arched position. You want to make sure the pelvis is staying stable, the sacrum is pressing into the roller as your legs are moving, and figure out how low you can bring the legs without losing that control and that stability from your strong center. If at any point in the class today you experience lower back or hip issues on the foam roller, make sure to try to orient your sacrum, which is the back of your pelvis, as comfortably as possible on the roller by fidgeting around a little bit, using your hands to place the roller at a different spot, and bring one leg at a time back up to your tabletop position until you feel completely supported by the foam roller. You could also adjust the range of motion at your hips. So, for example, don't lower the legs as far as you want to if you feel like you cannot support that with quality of movement. All right, so thanks for listening to my little spiel. Grab your roller, some water, and a mat, and let's get moving. All right, welcome back to my channel, Kinesis. My name is Kira, and today we are doing a foam rolling workout for the lower body, primarily for the hips, hamstrings, ankle, and core. And I hope you stayed around at the beginning for my little introduction. So if not, you can go back and rewind. I talk about the various types of foam rollers that you can purchase if you do not already have one, and the purpose of doing foam rolling in your fitness routine. Okay, let's get started. So grab your foam roller and bring it to the middle of your mat. Cross to your body, so crosswise, perpendicular to your body. We're going to warm up with opening up the thoracic spine and the shoulders before going to the lower body work. So get comfy on that foam roller. As a landmark, I like to think about the bottom tip of my shoulder blade, kind of the mid-back being lined up on the roller, and interlace your fingers to make a hammock with your hands. That hammock is going to go behind the back of the head. Let the head rest heavily back into that hammock. Elbows are in your peripheral vision, so you're not way out here or crunching in on your head. And from here, let's just do a little bit of hip work. So widen the feet, wider than shoulder distance apart, and just feel the feet pressing into the ground. Press the middle back into the roller. Just feel the contact of the roller beneath you and the floor beneath your feet. From there, the right knee is going to sway to the right and the left knee follows suit. Very slowly, we lift up and come through center to the other side. So we are doing what is known as a hip transition or a knee sway. Opening up the hips. External rotation, the other leg follows into internal rotation. When the knee is out, you are opening up the hip. When the knee comes in, you are internally rotating at the hip socket. So just move like butter, like maple syrup, really smooth, creamy movements here. Nothing jerky or mechanical. If anything hurts during this workout, make sure to back off, modify, and listen to your body. Myofascial release work, which we are not doing all that much of today. We're doing a lot of assisted exercises by using the foam roller to make it harder or sometimes easier. But when we are on this roller, it definitely gives you feedback in your body. So you want to listen to that. And usually it's just an uncommon feeling that you're not used to, but not necessarily a bad feeling. All right, pause with your knee sways in the center. Now we're going to add that rotation of the upper body. So the knees are going to sway to the right. And from there, rotate your upper body on that roller, the elbow towards the floor. Come back through center, little back extension over the roller, and then bring your knees to the other side. Bring the right elbow in the direction of the mat. If you feel like you're rolling off your roller, just reset yourself on the bottom tip of that shoulder blade. Coming through center, rotating. Let's inhale to come through center. Inhale into that extension over the roller. Exhale into the rotation. On your next few, we're going to rotate, and you have the option of reaching the fingertips on the diagonal, reaching ahead. Coming back through center, inhale, and exhale and reach. 2 more, 1 more on each side. Very nice. We're going to carry on. So come to the foot of your mat because we are probably going to move in that direction. We're just going to get a little more rolling of that back. So make sure you always stop before you get to the lower back. You don't want to roll on the lumbar vertebrae. So upper and mid back is okay, but don't go any lower than that. Keep hammocking the head, relaxing the neck, and just roll over your vertebrae. It should feel pretty nice. You can play around with the angles. Maybe go a little bit to the right. Get more into your latissimus dorsi and serratus anterior on the right. The rotator cuff on the back of the shoulder blade. And you can try going to the other side. We got some of these muscles rolled out with our hip transitions, but now you can really focus on rolling out those knots. Nice. Steady yourself, lower the hips to the ground, and find your shoulder blades on the roller. Just inhale back into extension if it feels good. Gentle engagement of the core so you're not letting everything dump into the lower back. Closing your eyes maybe and taking a few deep breaths, filling the ribs. Exhaling through the mouth. One more deep inhale through your nose. And full exhale. Bring your arms out to the side, tuck your chin, curl up into an ab curl, grabbing the back of your thighs to sit up nice and tall. Take your roller in front of you. We're going to go into the lower body segment. That was just our warm-up. All right, so roll onto your back. Keep the roller horizontal to your body, perpendicular, and bring the top of the roller to the soles of your feet. So you're finding this connection right here with your knees bent, the soles of your foot pressing into the roller. So really feel that connection. And then we're gonna find our neutral spine position. So feeling the 4 natural curvatures of the spine. Let's start by thinking about the back of our pelvis. So hold the hips, that's your pelvis. The back of that is called your sacrum. So we want to be heavy through the sacrum, pressing it into the mat without tucking the tailbone. So be nice and neutral in that sacrum. You have a nice small little space beneath your lower back. Press the middle and the upper part of your back into the mat, your thoracic spine. And then you should feel a gentle little space under your neck. Head is pressed into the ground. Arms are beside you, pressing into the ground. So now as we start our Pilates footwork on the roller, I want you to really think about not losing your 4 curvatures in the spine. So by doing so, engage your deep abdominals and the muscles of your back, your glutes, so you do not lose this neutral position. Here we go. The feet are together. Super glue the inner thighs together. Press the feet into the roller. We inhale through the nose as we press the roller out, rolling onto the calves. Press into the roller as you roll back towards your bum. Inhale to extend. Exhale to bring it back in. Inhale out. And exhale to come back in. One more of these. Inhale away. And exhale to pull it back towards your heels. And then from here, we're going to do it in a turned out position. So bring the heels together. The feet are out in a Pilates V, and the knees are a little bit in external rotation from the hip socket. From here, we press out on your inhale. Exhale to bring that shape back in. Inhale away. Exhale to bring it in. 2 more of these. So really focus on stretching the front of the body here. Really feeling a nice stretch and opening sensation. Quads are engaged. Pull it back in. Okay, so reset. And then from here, we are going to do a combination of the 2. So legs are together in parallel. Inhale to extend. And now find your Pilates V, turn out position, flexing the ankles, and pull the shape back towards you. Parallel, extend on your inhale, and now turn out, flex the ankles to come home. 2 more like that. Inhale out. Exhale, pull it in. And final one, inhale, get nice and long, reach through the toes. Flex the ankles, Pilates V, as you pull the shape back in towards your gluteal muscles. Our very last variation of our Pilates footwork is going to be a single leg reach. So keep the right foot planted, pressing down into the roller. As you roll it out, the left leg is going to straighten, pointing through that ankle. We'll do 4 per side. So a little hamstring stretch here. Ooh, sometimes that happens, that's okay, just find the roller again. That's why you want to actively be pressing down into it the whole time. We'll do 4 on the other side. Inhale out, Exhale, press into the roller and pull it in. Inhale, stretch. Exhale, in. And one more. So those were our Pilates footwork warm-up exercises. We're gonna do the Pilates roll-up now. So starting with a modified version, keep the feet planted into the roller, pressing down, knees are bent. Neutral spine, inhale and send the arms overhead. Fill the lungs. Exhale, curl up, tuck your chin into your chest, straighten the legs, abdominally peel off of the mat, reaching forwards, pointing through your feet and ankles, pulling the belly button back and reaching forwards in opposition. Take a deep inhale through the nose. Upon your exhale, pull the heels towards your bum, roll down one vertebra at a time, and bring the arms back overhead. Let's try it a little smoother. I kind of messed that one up. Inhale, exhale to curl all the way up, straighten the legs, round over your legs, pulling your belly button back. Take a deep inhale, exhale, pull the feet towards your bum, start to roll down through each section of the spine. One more with the knees bent. Inhale, exhale to peel off the mat, reaching forwards into your roll up. Framing your head with your biceps. All the way down. Exhale to come down. We're going to try doing the full version. Otherwise, you can stick with the bent knee version. So take an inhale. On your exhale, straighten the legs. Roll up like we usually do. And now you're going to keep the legs elongated. Press down into the roller with your ankles. Take an inhale. Exhale, press into the roller. It's going to roll towards you a little bit as you roll down. We'll do two more like that. Inhale. Exhale, complete your roll up. Deep inhale. And exhale, tuck the tailbone, engage the gluteal muscles. Roll through each section of your spine. Very nice. We'll actually do one more to come up to a tall seated position. So inhale. Exhale. And stack the spine nice and tall here. Just feel the stretch on the hamstrings by flexing your ankles towards you. Maybe coming into a hinge position and a rounded back position to really feel that hamstring stretch. Relax your head, shake it out. Shake it yes, shake it no. All right, so next we are doing a tendon stretch. This is usually done on the Pilates reformer, but we can do a modified tendon stretch here on the foam roller. So to give ourselves a little more elevation, instead of being here, your option is to make a fist without putting the thumb in the fist. So the thumb is on the outside. Make a fist. Your knuckles are pressing down into the ground. Activate the shoulders so you're not slumping down. Nice tall posture here. We're gonna try to do 6 of them. I'll show you one. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, pull the belly button in and back. Hover the hips. Pull the roller towards you. Look down towards the knees. Deep spinal flexion. And then we reset. Lower the hips. Sit up nice and tall, looking forwards. So let's give it a try. It can be really hard to get the hips up, but once they're up, really just think about pulling the belly button back, bringing the shape with you, becoming a human candy cane. So let's try to do 6 total. Press the knuckles into the ground, look ahead of you. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, lift, pull the belly button back. Look down at your knees, rounding the spine. And lower. Inhale, lift. Deep exhale through the mouth. 2. 3. Halfway there. Inhale to prepare. Exhale to lift and pull the shape back. Become a candy cane. 4. 5. One more. Deep inhale. Exhale, pull the belly button back. Pull your hips through the window of space and bring them forwards once again. Shake out those hands. We're gonna come into our bridging series. So if this is too hard, your modification is simply to remove the roller and do everything with the feet planted on the mat. All right, so roll back onto the mat. 1 second. There we go. So roll back onto the mat. Feel the neutral spine. The 4 curvatures are present and you can feel the mat beneath each of them. Take the soles of your feet onto the roller, otherwise they are pressed into the mat if you are going without the roller for your bridges. Just feel heavy into the mat to begin. Press actively into the back of the shoulders, arms, and palms. That's your foundation for movement for every bridge that we are going to do. Really press the feet into the roller, curl the toes, feel like you are a bird on a perch. Take an inhale through the nose. Upon your exhale, start to tuck the tailbone and elevate 1 vertebra at a time up into your bridge. These are called rolling bridges or articulated bridges. So from here, take a deep inhale. We're going down on the exhale by pressing the upper back and then the mid back. Finally, the lower back and the tailbone settle onto the mat. Take an inhale, exhale, we peel up. And don't go so high that you're like overarching your spine and you're on more of your neck. You want to come to a plank position or a little lower if you need to, where you are putting your weight on your shoulder blades, never your neck. Take an inhale, exhale to roll down. 1 vertebra at a time. And we'll do 1 more like that and we'll hold it at the top. So inhale, exhale to peel off of the mat with your spine. Press the feet down into the roller. And now challenge your balance if you feel okay. If you feel like that's already a good challenge, then keep pressing your arms into the mat. And from here, you can stay here or make it harder by hovering the arms a few inches above the ground in the direction of your ears. Take a few deep breaths here wherever you are. 1 more breath in. And on your breath out, return the arms to the ground, roll down through your spine and stretch the legs out for a little recovery. Shake out the ankles. And then bring the roller back towards you, finding your ready bridge position again. We're gonna do 3 glute bridges. So now we're just going to engage the glutes and hamstrings to come up from 2 planks to 1 plank. So very simple, just tapping the pelvis down and up. Let's do 3 total. So here's 1. Exhale up, inhale to tap the pelvis down. And hold at the top. Now we're gonna try to do our scissor arms. Press the feet actively down. Using the roller adds a big instability challenge, so the hamstrings have to do a lot more work pulling the heels towards the bum so the feet don't slide away from you. From here, if you want a challenge, you're going to keep the palms facing your midline as you scissor the arms in opposition. Opening the front of your body here in the bridge, energizing and strengthening the back of your body. It's a great core stabilization exercise. The front and the back of your core are working. Your abdominal wall and the back muscles that hug and run along the length of the spine are definitely active and firing here. Okay, 1 more. On each side with your scissors, return your arms to the ground, press them down, and lower your pelvis to the mat. Stretch the legs away and sweep the arms overhead for a full body stretch. Very nice. Moving on right away to our single leg bridging. So a few variations here. Start by pressing the feet into the mat. And then exhale, come into your glute bridge. Put all of your energy into the left sole of the foot. Press into it. Fire the left glutes and hamstrings. Bring the right leg to tabletop, and we're going to tap it down 3 times. 3 toe taps. 2, exhale up, inhale down. And 3, place the right foot down, press into the right foot, elevate the left leg to tabletop, pause, and we inhale to tap down, exhale up for 3 toe taps. Press into the back of your arms and shoulders to help stabilize the movement. Set that foot down and roll down through your spine. 2 more variations here in our bridge. So here you're gonna only come up halfway. So if this is all the way, then I want you to only come halfway. Press into your feet, roll onto the heels, and then roll onto more of the ball of the foot. So I want you to manipulate where the roller is going by moving the foot on the roller. So you're using the hamstrings to pull the roller into the balls of the feet and then push the roller away towards the heels. So it's a lot of hamstrings, working the quads a little bit as well. 3, 2, and 1, reset. Bring the hips down, bring the roller back towards you if it got a little far from you. Now we're only gonna try 3 full extensions. So come up halfway again, press into your arms, try to roll all the way out to a straight leg like we did with our warm-up, and then pull all the way back in. 2 more. Inhale to extend. Exhale, core engages, glutes and hamstrings engage to pull it back towards your bum. 1 more. Inhale out. Exhale, pull the shape in. And lower down 1 vertebra at a time to the mat. Take a deep breath. Our very last exercise here in our bridge is pretty challenging, so I'll show you a few options that you can choose to take. So you're gonna be in that halfway bridge, so with the hips halfway up, not all the way up, pressing the arms down. Press into the left foot, elevate the right leg to tabletop. You're going to press away with a pointed ankle the whole time, bring it away into a single leg stretch. So we'll try a few of these here, and you can either stay here or you can add the arms to make it a little more challenging. So let's reset. All right, bring the right leg back up. The arms come away as the leg comes away, and then they come back to the ground as the knee comes in. Think about inhaling to open, exhale to close the shape. Let's do 2 more. Single leg stretch with overhead arms. Set the right foot down, lower down for a quick little break. Reset your body. Make sure the feet are pressing into that roller. Neutral spine to begin. Come up halfway. Press more into the right foot this time. That's going to be stabilizing the movement. Lift the left leg to tabletop. Start with just bringing it out and in, practicing your single leg stretch. 1 more like this. You can stay here or you can add the arms going overhead to add more of a balance and stability challenge while working the shoulders and the upper abdominals a little bit more. 3 more. Inhale, exhale. And last one, reach, reach, reach. Exhale, set the foot down, roll the spine down to the mat. And we're moving on to more of our hip mobility work, and then we'll end with some hip stretches. So the hamstrings get a break. From there, what I'm doing is I'm coming up into a bridge, rolling the roller to my sacrum. So remember, the sacrum is not the lower back, not here. It's here, it's the back of your pelvis. So try to bring that roller onto the sacrum. So you can roll around a little bit, try to find where that's comfy and you feel supported. And then bring the hands to the side of the roller. Some people like to put them on top, but I feel like the roller sometimes sneaks away from me when I do that. So I feel more safe and stable when I'm holding the sides of the roller like so. Make sure you're on that sacrum. Test it out by bringing one foot at a time up to your tabletop position. And you can kind of shimmy around a bit until you find that sweet spot where you feel totally supported. You can move your arms and legs and not fall off of the roller. So take a moment, feel it out. And then I want you to just find this comfy position where you are totally relaxing the upper body, the head, the upper rib cage, the shoulders into the mat, letting tension be released in the lower back because you have elevated hips here. By nature, that's going to help to tuck the tailbone, stretch the tight lower back muscles, and open the front of the hips. So the things we're doing here for the rest of our class are really going to be focused on here, down, while trying to release tension in the upper body. All right. So moving on from here, tabletop position with the legs, we're going to make a diamond, bringing the toes together, the knees are out wide, hip external rotation. So from this diamond, you're going to go into internal rotation. That one can be harder for most people. We have more limitations with our range of motion in internal rotation than we do in external rotation. So think about breath to movement. Take an inhale and then exhale. For every new movement, you have a new breath. And we're going to try our best to be symmetrical with most of our exercises today. So try to have equal distance of the knees away from your midline and the toes and feet away from your midline as you do 3 more of these. All right, moving on, we're going to do stag or Peter Pan. So diamond, extend the right leg, point through both toes, return to diamond, inhale out to the left, exhale to diamond. Inhale and exhale. That's all we're doing. Reaching one leg out and then coming back to diamond. So imagine you're doing a jump and this is the shape that you are making in the air. We're just doing it as an inversion right now because we are on the roller. One more to the other side and then we are going to do the same thing but straighten the legs directly above the hips in between every repetition. So it goes inhale, stag, exhale, straighten the legs. Really opening up the hips with all of the rest of these exercises today, so you should feel really good once the class is wrapped up. Inhale and exhale to reach. One more to each side. Very nice. We're going to do a little bit of ankle mobility. So soft bend in the knees. You are not hyperextending and locking out the knee joint. From here, try to relax the feet, relax the toes. With the toes relaxed, I want you to go into dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. We tend to curl the toes when we are doing this or splay them apart from each other. So I want you to really think about relaxing the toes and guiding the motion from strictly the ankle itself. Long foot and short foot. So lengthening and then shortening the ankle with your dorsiflexion. So a few more of these. And now you're going to pause, point the foot, and curl the toes. So curl the toes, bring them close together and keep them curled. This can feel weird or nearly impossible, but most people are capable of curling the toes and going into plantar flexion to dorsiflexion unless they have previously broken a toe or two. That would be a limiting factor here. So we're really working a muscle we don't work much unless you run a lot, your anterior tibialis on the front of your calf. So the calf's in the back, the anterior tibialis is in the front. Let's do 3 more. 2 and 3. Very nice. Circle the ankles out. Full range of motion with those circles, going through every sticky spot. Reverse the direction. And then our very last thing is inversion to eversion. This might be new to you. We're working the ankles in 3 dimensions. Every movement that the ankle should do, we are practicing today. So inversion, the soles of the feet go towards each other. Eversion, they go away. Inversion, they go towards each other. Eversion, they face away. You're stretching the outer and the inner part of your lower leg. You can pause, hold one of them if it feels really good, getting that stretch, and then do a long hold when you go into eversion. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little body hug here, letting the neck rotate from the right and all the way over to the left. Your ankles should feel really worked right now, really energized after all of that. Seemingly easy ankle mobility work, but it's pretty exhausting if you haven't done much ankle work. So give them a little rest right now. Make sure you find your sacrum on the roller again. And from here, we're gonna do a little exercise called the hip sways on the roller. So press the legs together, tabletop the legs, hold the side of the roller, take an inhale and let the shape come over to the right. Use your obliques, your abs on the exhale to bring the shape through center. Take an inhale through the nose and let the shape fall over to the left with control so you can come back up. Don't flop over to the side. You want to be totally in control of this rotation of the lower back. Sorry, not the lower back, of the waist and the lower torso. Trying to keep the upper body stable as the lower body is twisting. You're kind of twisting from the mid-back area. Inhale and exhale to come up. Inhale and exhale to come up. Little variation of that. We're going to straighten the legs, point through the ankles, keep the knees just softly bent, and try to keep the feet together as you come over to the side like a windshield wiper, up through center, and inhale over to the other side. You might notice with me and with your body that your range of motion is limited here. So it's a lot harder when you extend the legs long, far away from your center. It's going to be a lot more work on the oblique muscles. So I want you to really focus on your center, controlling this motion. One more to each side. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And we have one more bout of the ankle mobility, but in turnout. So heels come together. The feet are open in a Pilates V. Start this motion from the hip socket, the femur rotating outwardly in the hips. Soft bend in the knees is okay. And from here, we do the same thing, pointing and flexing with our toes relaxed. So it might be a little different sensation here in hip external rotation. All right, relaxing those toes, letting the ankle guide the motion, and now pointing the foot and curling the toes. So you're curling them tight. And now we're gonna do the same thing, point and flex. Inhale and exhale, breath to movement. 2 more. Very nice. Keep the feet together like that in the Pilates V. And you're just going to do froggies. Inhale and exhale away. Two more. Inhale, exhale to press in your external rotation. Now try to go on a diagonal away from your center. You'll notice that as you lengthen the legs away from you, a little bit lower, it's going to increase the work of the abdominal muscles. The abs must be working to support the lower back and pelvis. We do not want the pelvis or the back to move. So think about dissociating the movement of the legs from the pelvis. The legs move, the pelvis will stay put, staying stable. Pause here. Now you can go up if you want it easier or on the diagonal if you want it harder. We're going to coordinate the arms with the legs. So bring the arms, the forearms are pressing into the roller, and very slowly you're going to extend the arms as the legs extend, and then bring the feet back in as the arms come down. Inhale and exhale. Hopefully you're not rolling off of the roller here. Engaging the core. And we're gonna do 3 more. If you want to try, then try going out on an angle. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Very nice. Hug the knees into the chest. Take a little recovery quickly. You can come into this position at any time, whenever you want to release any tension. Take a breather to recharge physically or mentally or both. Come into this little knee hug. All right, find your sacrum back onto that roller, hold the sides of it, and bring the legs straight to the sky. We're gonna do our scissor kicks, pointing through the ankle, curling the toes. It's a sniff, sniff, exhale. So sniffing breath for 2 pulsing movements of the legs. Exhale through the mouth to switch the legs. So now we're going to try without the pulse. Just inhale and exhale. Inhale as your legs are long. Exhale to switch the position of the legs. Reaching actively through the legs. Stretching the hamstrings. And pause at the top. Here we're going to turn this into a helicopter. I'll go very slowly through it. So come into a scissor with your right leg up, your left leg down. Open the legs like you're doing the middle splits. The legs are going to switch positions, and then you do a scissor leg. We're gonna just do one side. So we're doing one side of the helicopter. The right leg always comes up, opens to the side and down, and then it comes up through the center. So you can focus on the motion of the right leg, and if you really focus on what the right leg is doing, the left leg is just doing the opposite. 2 more on this side. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Pause here with your right leg up. And now you're going to switch. The left leg is going to start up, open, and the left leg closes by coming up through center. So we'll do 6 here. Inhale and exhale, 2, 3, and 4, 2 more. Last one, reaching through the legs and bringing the legs up tall, coming into our circles. We're going to open the legs not too far apart. Take an inhale here. Exhale as they come down and up through the center. Inhale to open. Exhale to sweep them down and bring them up. As those legs go low and out to the side, engage the abs. Don't let anything collapse in your pelvis or lower back. 1 more, then we reverse the direction of our leg circles. Pause, go down through the middle on your exhale. Inhale to open and close. 2 more. All right, pause at the top. We're gonna do our bicycle. Straighten the legs like you're about to go into a scissor with the right leg up, left leg down. Bend the left knee. Straighten the left leg overhead. And now bend the right knee. like you're doing very slow motion pedaling strokes on a ginormous bicycle. Moving through quicksand very slowly. Don't rush this. Fully extend the leg and point through the foot. And now pause with your left leg extended. We're going to reverse the direction of our pedaling. So bend the top leg, your left leg, extend it away from you. The right leg comes towards you. Now you're going to bend the right leg, extend it away. Two more. Inhale and exhale. Bring the legs up. Just pause here, letting the weight of gravity pull your legs down into the hip socket. Just feeling the weight of the legs, feeling the support of the roller under your sacrum. And then from here, we're going to point the ankles, open the legs into middle splits as far as you can without any pain, letting gravity help you to get even deeper into your middle splits here. And from here, you're just going to come up, touch the feet together, and open the legs on your inhale. Exhale to come up. Inhale, open. Try to be symmetrical from right to left. You're opening the legs an even amount from left to right in relation to your midline. Your belly button is your midline. All right, now we're going to add some ankle mobility. So point as you go down, flex the ankle to come up, like you're painting the sky and your foot is a paintbrush. Point down on your inhale, exhale, flex up. Two more. Last one. One more, we're going to hold it for about 15 seconds. Ankles are going to stay flexed, and you can even bring the hands onto the thighs, the inner thigh here, to guide your legs into more of an open, stretching position. Flexing through the ankle will help to really intensify the stretch in the hamstrings and the calf muscles. Nice, take one more full breath in. And out. Press the legs together really slowly, feeling the inner thighs. Feel the weight of gravity again, pulling the legs down into the hip socket. Just relaxing the upper body. Feeling the weight of gravity, letting the shoulders and the upper back completely melt into the ground. Bend the legs to a tabletop position, hip distance apart. We are almost ready to stretch it out. So from here, we're going to do our dead bug. So find a position where you're completely supported, pressing the shoulders down and reaching the arms above the shoulder socket. So reaching them towards the sky. From here, the arm and leg are going to move in opposition, so wiggle your left fingers and your right toes. Wiggle that ankle. Your right leg and your left arm are going to be moving. As the right toes tap down, the left hand goes overhead, and you exhale to bring it up. We switch sides now. Inhale, the right arm, left leg move in opposition. Exhale to bring the shape back up. Let's go a little faster. Inhale down, exhale up. Dead bug, alternating sides, finding that cross-body connection, crossing the midline, working the limbs in opposition. Inhale, exhale, draw it all back up. Connect to the abs, the entire exercise. One more each side, and then I will give you a challenge you do not have to take. You can stay here if you would like. Your challenge here is to straighten the leg away from you instead of keeping the knee bent, doing the toe taps. Inhale, reach. Exhale to close the shape. We'll do one more on each side. Last one coming up. Very nice. Hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself that nice full body hug here. And let's stretch it out. So my favorite part, stretching it out. Bring both feet to the ground, feeling the sacrum, pressing into the roller, and cross the right leg over the left thigh. So the right ankle is crossing over the lower part of your left thigh. Piriformis stretch. So stretching out the glutes, the external rotators in that right glute, gluteus maximus. Take an inhale. Exhale, use your deep abdominals, contract them to bring the shape up towards you. You should feel it more intensely in the glutes here. If this is not enough, then bring the shape even closer to you, rounding the back more. And from here, you have the option to hold on to the sides of the rollers, really press into the sides of them with your hands so that you can support a rocking motion, rolling left and right in your figure 4 piriformis shape. And then just pause in the center. Really think about pressing the right knee out away from you into external rotation. Take one more deep inhale. Full exhale. All right, from there, bring the left foot down to the ground with control, with the abdominals working. And from there, hug the right knee into the chest. I like to bring my right hand to the right ankle, left hand to the inner part of the right knee. Give yourself a nice little hug. If you have the flexibility, which you will quickly find out if you do or don't, I want you to extend the left leg so the heel is on the ground. If your leg is hovering, I don't want you to be there in pain. So I'd like you to have the foot down as we do the next little series of stretches, but otherwise you can feel free to extend the leg, pulling the knee closer towards your right shoulder, really pressing the femur bone into your hip socket, getting that deep compression, and opening up the left front of the thigh. So really opening up the front hip muscles here, psoas major, psoas minor, iliacus muscle, all of those muscles that we just worked a lot are getting nice and lengthened here. All right, bring the hands to the back of the right thigh. Give yourself a little hug here and do tiny golf ball sized circles. So tiny circles here in that deep hip flexion on the right leg, and reverse the direction. Getting that full rotation, full circle. Hold the back of the thigh again. Keep the hands interlaced at the fingers and start to floss out the leg. Remember, your option here is to keep the left foot planted on the ground or to straighten it out and you're resting on the heel. Elbows are wide, biceps are engaged, keeping the work out of the neck and shoulders. Straightening and flexing at the knee. 3 more times, and then we will hold our legs straight for a hamstring stretch. Flex through the ankle, dorsiflex. So if you're having trouble keeping the leg straight here, then I want you to bring it further away and just hold gently onto the thigh to stabilize that leg up there in space. But when you're doing a hamstring stretch, you never want to bend the knee. That really takes away from the stretch. So keep the leg straight, either hold onto the thigh or the calf muscles, but never onto the knee itself. We want to avoid holding onto a joint when we are stretching. All right, we're going to hold this for one more deep inhale through the nose and full exhale out through the mouth. Take the leg into the right hand. The left hand is going to hold the left side of the roller. Let the right forearm be supporting that leg, and the right upper arm is pressing into the mat. So you have a little kickstand here to enter this inner thigh stretch. So it's kind of like you're doing half of your middle splits here. Flex through that ankle. Really stretch that leg out as straight as you can. Pressing energy out through the heel. Nice. One more full inhale and exhale. Guide the leg back up straight. The right hand comes to the roller. The left hand is going to connect to the inner thigh of that right leg, guiding the leg across your midline, but not too far. So keep flexing through the ankle, externally rotate from the hip, and keep the hip down on the roller here. You don't want to let it pop off. That's going too far. So we're just crossing our belly button, crossing the midline to stretch out the outer thigh muscles, your IT band, your tensor fascia lata, and your side gluteus medius and gluteus minimus. And now point through the ankle. Bring the ankle into inversion, so bring the sole of the foot away from you. And feel how that changes the stretch. One more deep inhale. Full exhale. Before doing the other side, we're gonna shift our hips over to the right side of the roller, straighten the left leg, bring the right leg to tabletop, and roll into your spine twist. So it might be a little intense if you are tight on the side of your hips. So the knee should be in line with your hip socket, and your arms are going to stretch out into a T. The right arm and shoulder might not make it to the ground. That's okay. It just means you need to work on your spinal rotation, flexibility. So really try, I know it's hard, but really try to just melt into the ground and the roller. Getting a little myofascial release in the hip and rotation in the spine. On every exhale, really try to melt even further into the stretch, into your flexibility. And maybe gaze in the direction of your right hand, in the direction of your rotation. All right, we're gonna switch sides, do that little stretching combination on the other side, and that will take us to the end of our class today. So take one more full inhale here. Exhale as you bring the leg back to center, to tabletop. Bring the feet to the ground. Center your hips in the middle of your roller. And from here, take the left leg up, cross the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Take an inhale and exhale if you want more of a stretch. Bring that shape towards your shoulders, pressing the left leg away from you, maybe even using that left hand to do so, guiding the leg into external rotation, stretching into the gluteus maximus, the piriformis muscle. And then maybe holding onto the sides of the roller, bringing the shape even closer towards your chest and rocking from side to side. With control, never letting momentum take over. And pausing in the middle, taking one more deep breath in, exhale, bring the right foot down to the ground, hug the left knee in towards your chest, bringing the left hand to the outside on that left ankle and the right hand to the inside. Staying here or extending the right leg if you have the flexibility in the hips here to do so. Straightening that right leg as you pull the left leg in tighter towards your chest. Take the hands and interlace them behind the back of the left thigh and start to do your tiny golf ball sized circles. Really moving through the full range of motion in the left hip socket as you stretch into the hip flexors on the right. And reverse the direction of your circle. One more circle. And pause. Hug that knee into the chest one more time, big hug. And now we're going to floss the hamstring out, point and flex, stretching into that leg. And now hold the leg straight for your hamstring stretch, flexing through your ankle. Breathing into the stretch. One more full breath in and out. Guide the leg to the side, using the left palm to support the thigh, flexing through that ankle here, opening up the inner thighs. One more deep inhale, full exhale, and then we'll guide the leg across our midline, using the right hand now to support the thigh. The left hand is holding the side of your foam roller. Keep flexing through the ankle. Don't go too far to the side so that your hip pops off the mat. We want to keep it on the roller. Just going a little bit past your midline, and now point the ankle and invert the ankle. So inversion of the ankle, bringing the sole of the foot away from your midline. Take one more deep inhale, full exhale. And now shimmy your body to the left side. Our very last pose today is coming into that spinal rotation, reaching the arms out into a T. The knee is in line with your hip, twisting into the spine here. And gazing over to the left hand if that feels comfortable in your neck. Just releasing all of the tension you've been holding in the spine, in the sides of your hips, with every exhale. We'll do one final inhale here. Deep breath in, fill the lungs. And let it all go on your exhale. Bringing your leg back up square to the ceiling. And bringing both feet to the ground, coming up into a bridge, and pushing your roller out to the side, bringing the hands down to the ground. Take one more deep inhale. And on your exhale, you're going to articulate the spine down, one vertebra at a time, feeling how wonderful the mat feels to be off that roller. Feels really nice. And you should feel how flat your back feels, like you just lost a lot of that tension that you had been holding in your lower spine. From there, carefully roll over to your side and come up to a tall, seated position. So thank you so much for joining me for this restorative class. It ended up being close to an hour. So I always, as always, add more than I intend on, but I really hope that you enjoyed this little series. And we'll come back for the next class, which is going to focus on opening up the shoulders and the spine, working on strengthening the muscles that support the shoulder blades. So that's very important, especially if you sit a lot at your computer or you drive a lot, to open up that upper body. Thank you so much, and see you next time. Breaking free, don't lose sight of who you long to be. Happiness lives there. Know that hope is somewhere waiting in the darkness. Trust yourself and you
Exhale the